Please subscribe my channel. The yearly company party was a fancy event in a modern hotel ballroom in downtown Austin, full of sparkling lights and plenty of drinks. My husband Michael had been with the tech company for 10 years, working his way up to senior engineer with hard effort and many late hours. I sat at our table in my dark blue dress, feeling proud as I watched him chat with coworkers. The CEO, Mark, a guy famous for his friendly ways and quick wit, went up to give his talk. Michael had told me about Mark's big ego, but I wasn't ready for what happened next. Mark started with the normal stuff, talking about how the company was growing and using words like new ideas. Then his voice changed and his grin looked sneaky. Some people think they can't be replaced, he said, staring right at Michael. Like our pal Michael here, who thinks his small fixes keep the whole place running. The room laughed a little, but it felt awkward and the mood got tense. He made fun of Michael's recent update to the software, calling it sweet but too praised, and hinted that Michael was relying on old knowledge. My pulse sped up. This wasn't just teasing. It was putting him down in front of everyone. Michael sat next to me, his expression calm, but I noticed his jaw get tight. The laughs died down, and people looked at him, expecting him to feel small. Mark, liking the attention, continued, saying Michael's group was doing all the work for him. I held Michael's hand under the table, angry inside, but he stayed steady. Then he stood up slowly and on purpose, and the room went quiet. Everyone stared at him. Mark, Michael said in a cool, sharp voice that cut through the silence. If my work is so sweet, why does the board count on my small fixes to meet the money goals each quarter? He stopped for a moment to let it sink in. You might want to look at the numbers before talking. My team isn't carrying me. I'm helping keep the company's good name strong. The room seemed to hold its breath. Mark's grin disappeared, his face turning pale as quiet talk started among the guests. Michael sat down again, looking relaxed outside, but I could sense the strong feeling in his eyes. I held his hand once more, filled with pride even with the heavy air. Mark tried to stumble back into his speech, but the feeling in the room had changed. Co-workers looked at Michael with admiration, some giving quiet nods. The bosses tried to embarrass him had gone wrong, showing his own small-minded side instead. I leaned close and whispered that was amazing. Michael gave a small smile, but I knew the moment weighed on him. After the party, people from work came up to him quietly to show support. It's about time somebody stood up to him, one said. Another talked about how Mark often picked on anyone he felt threatened by. Michael's efforts, staying up late to fix bugs, guiding newer workers, had always been important, but he never boasted. Mark's words seemed personal, probably because Michael had spoken up against him in a recent meeting. But Michael's answer was exact and hard to argue with. Back home, he got quiet as the excitement wore off. I didn't plan to say that, he told me, looking at his coffee. I sat by him and touched his arm. You needed to. He went too far. Michael agreed, saying how Mark's comments hurt and tried to make him doubt himself. I told him again how valuable he is, not only to the company, but to me and our family. His calm comeback hadn't just quieted the room, it showed his real worth again. The next week, talk spread around the office. Mark's power seemed weaker. The board heard about the party and started asking about his leading style. Michael's team stood by him more, their trust even greater. He didn't brag. He just kept doing his job, steady as always. But I saw a difference. He joined in more during meetings, his sureness clearer, not held back by Mark's influence anymore. One night as we made dinner, Michael chuckled, a happy sound I hadn't heard for a while. You know, I almost want to thank Mark, he said. His trick helped me see I'm tired of holding back. I smiled big and kissed his cheek. The CEO's plan to shame him had failed totally. Not because Michael got mean, but because he told the truth. His cool and clear words shocked the room quiet and reminded everybody, even him, who he really is. Our relationship felt closer after that evening. Michael's brave moment wasn't just for himself. It was for us, for the home we'd made with his steady support. Mark's try to embarrass him was only a start. But Michael's reply turned into something strong, and it shone brighter than any boss's pride ever could.